Why, hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Shapez, joined by Ollie Cat. He's come to say hi today, and it looks like my streaming program, XSplit, is still unfortunately having a few issues with not being responsive, with like freezing on me. I went to turn the window, the camera on for the cat, and the program was like, the UI of the program was not responding. And it took a moment, over a minute or so, or about a minute, before it recovered and did a whole bunch of stuff all at the same time. All the stuff that I was trying to get it to do just all happened together. It's like, great, thanks. That's not how you're supposed to work. I expect you to be a functional program. For a program that, costs money? For a program that costs money, and you, charge a subscription for? Which I have a lifetime subscription. I bought it a while ago, many years ago on sale. I got the lifetime XSplit subscription. So, yeah. It is something I have paid for, and I expect it to function. Regardless, how are we doing? How are things? We have Cat today, fortunately. Just this morning was very occupied by the 5th flight test of Starship Super Heavy from SpaceX. They launched the big rocket, and they caught the booster stage with the launch tower today. That was one of the goals of today's test flight, was to bring the booster back to the launch site and catch it. And they succeeded the first time. It was a bit flamey after the catch. It was a bit flamey. There were a few bits and bobs falling out from the engines. A few bits of debris coming out right afterwards, but they caught the thing. Which is absolutely amazing. Huh? First time. What was surprising to me was how fast it happened. After the launch. The timing of it felt really fast to me. And yeah, just really amazing. The Starship itself, the top section, that went off to near orbit and came back down. That they were testing the new arrangement of the heat shielding tiles, as well as doing a few other tests with that, with the only real goal to successfully make it through re-entry and perform their soft landing maneuver into the ocean, and then boom. But they were able to do that. However, the heat shielding still needs work. There was some visible burn through on at least one of the hinges for the aerodynamic winglet surfaces. So where the winglet has a hinge to help control the re-entry, there was a bit of burn through. A little bit. Nowhere near as much as the previous test flight, where they were hanging on by a thread on that one, but they landed in the correct spot. They landed it on target with a successful maneuver, despite what damage they did get, so they did significantly better. And there is still room for improvement. So they will take that data, they will make improvements for the next time, which, oh boy, we'll see what happens next time. Well, we'll see about when next time happens as well. It depends on how many changes they're going to make to the next vehicle that they want to launch. Because if it has any significant changes, they will need to get modifications to their launch license, which is a process that will take a good while and would mean that they wouldn't have another launch this year, most likely. But if they do have a launch that is close enough to the current version of the vehicle, then yeah, they very well could launch in December. They very well could have another launch this year with another catch attempt. Like, things are moving on that front. So anyway, outside of that, what's been going on? Not much really. Not much really. Games. Still playing Astronauts. I mean, really, that's about it. I am on my to-do list. Has been added some of the new free games that have come out. Not really new free games, but you know, the Epic game releases for their freebies, as well as the recent Prime Gaming freebies that they've given out. So basically, they gave out on Amazon Prime, through Prime, they gave out Doom Eternal. In particular, of all the things that they're giving out, that one stood out. It's the Windows version, the Windows Store version. It's like okay, but it's a little random because they usually give it through either Epic or through GOG most of the time these days. And it's like, all right, well, I guess I own that now. I guess I have to play Doom Eternal now at some point. Now, I did not buy that game because, well, I bought Doom 2016 and was not happy that I paid full price for a game that you beat in like 4 hours. And I didn't want that experience again. What's there is fine, but I expect more for a full price game. On Epic, they have Empyrean Galactic Survival, which I want to try to play at some point. Although, I loaded it up, and it had a little thing for like a tutorial on it, and I went into it, and I was like, it pushed me away a bit, because it is absolute dog shit. Whoever did the writing for that tutorial does not deserve to be in the industry, frankly. They should not be doing English work at all. Like, whoever did the English writing for that tutorial should not have a job doing English work. That is not their strong point. They should not be paid for that. No. It's terrible. It just took me out of it completely. Like, I just do not want to further engage with that experience, that tutorial experience, very much more. And it's supposed to be like a multi-hour thing that goes over all of the mechanics, but the writing just sucks. And it's lots of errors, lots of like grammar mistakes that are blatantly obvious issues, and that you will not be. It's like not common errors. It's like, this is clearly translational errors. Like, it has been translated from another language and it's obvious that it's been translated from another language, and it does not flow at all properly. That's like, great. This game is how many years old? Like, I could tell it's an old game. Like, even Planet Crafter, which I consider like lower end, has smoother, better mechanics than that game, frankly. Like, the whole building experience seems to be like so much better in Planet Crafter. Speaking of Planet Crafter, they recently released DLC that I eventually want to look at, but don't have it right now. Eventually, I'll have a look at it. We'll have to stream it, I think, at some point. Since I streamed the base game of Planet Crafter, we'll have to stream that eventually. For now, though, we are playing Shapez 2. So let's get into Shapez 2 and our hexagonal playthrough, which I have thus far found to be supremely easy compared to the hard scenario. Why was I at this angle? I don't know. Oh, okay. Okay. Where did we leave off? We're like delivering the final pieces for task 26, so that's finished at this point. We are working on task 27. We did the first piece, and I believe I have set up the second at this point. I think we sort of just were finishing that. I think I have to remember exactly where I am, in fact, building all of these things. That's pretty important. Yeah, where am I building everything? Yeah. It would be great if the map marker system actually was usable as a mechanic, but it's not. Alright, that's that thing, which I don't need any more of, which I'm pretty sure I can get rid of all of that at this point. Ah, here. Hello. Yeah, this is the thing. So this is the current step of task 27 that I am on. It is delivering this thing. It had the first delivery of 1080 arrive. So that's only a matter of time now before it is in fact finished. And we're able to get to this final step, which is sort of already set up. I just have to route belts to it. Leading us to task 28. Oh yeah, we also like finished milestone 8. We're just waiting for it to accrue enough points to officially have, you know, 1 through the milestones, finishing the final qualification. This is just time now. It's 4 belts of throughput, approximately, making this final thing. And we're just moving on, working on the Shapez 6 logo, and then moving on towards color matrix, and then anger the fallen. Sure. Why it's having us build this by halves, I don't really know. Like, why it's starting with the halves, there's no real point to that, but whatever is fine. After that, we're gonna get to crystals. It's gonna be crystallizing time. Which, ooh, that is the tricky part. That is a tricky part. Yeah, that's gonna need swapping. So they have you building this up with these halves here to sort of get you to a point where you are already swapping so that you can do this. Because you're gonna need something on another half on the third layer to get a half crystal on the third layer. And then you have to do it again, basically, to get this on the third layer, I think. Because you can't get a full layer of bare pins on layer 3 with an empty layer 4. That's like the issue, is you would need an empty layer 4, a completely empty layer 4. Otherwise it will just put crystals on layer 4 as well, and you don't need the crystals on layer 4. So yeah, there's some swapping things here that need to get done. That might be one of the more difficult of all of these, because everything else, like in particular the last step, is like super easy. But we'll see with all this. Was I setting up a place already for task 28? I don't remember. I don't actually remember. Oh, that's finished forever. That's good to see. I don't need you. Yeah, I don't remember if I was setting this up anywhere at this point. So, in fact, I remember I was trying to look for, I think, a double arrow, side-by-side arrow, near a side-by-side hex. Because there's plenty of the side-by-side hexes. It was the side-by-side arrows that I wanted to have access to for this shape. And I had noticed that of the stuff that was around me, that there wasn't really anything with that exact placement. So we're just going to take a moment to look for this. I'm pretty sure I did not begin this process of building this. When did they add hexagonals? It is an entire scenario of hexagonals. It's been part of the game from the beginning. You have to start a game as hexes. It is the scenario under the insane scenario. Yeah, it's a game mode for all intents and purposes. And I have found it to be easy overall. Easier than the hard scenario. See, I need them side by side, not like that. I need them adjacent. Where are my adjacent arrows? Why do I not see any? Huh? Ah. I can work with that. I can work with that, but I also need this. Okay. So I have those together. That should work out. Because the initial color doesn't really matter. Ah, there. As well. Are you a bit closer to a double triangle? Not really. So that I think is the closest double triangle to this guy. Yeah, there's one way down here, there's one way up here, near this. Whereas this guy has this one a lot closer, as well as this one up here, pretty close as well. So that will do. Let's start building. Next operator level. Yeah, see, all of the milestone tasks are all hexes. It's all hexes all the time. And I need colors. RGB. Oh boy, that's done. Alright, I guess I'm gonna detour to that once I get these colors done. Another operator level. Oh boy. Alright, red here. Oh yeah, I've got the 3x3 now. I forgot about that. Alright, I need to remember that I'm down at like 2k. As I head back up here to modify this thing so we can make this. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ah, yes, this guy. Are you rotated correctly? I don't know. And where are you gonna go? And you're not currently pinned. So you go here on top of this thing, as is, and your rotation is already set up correctly, I believe. There. So this thing that's currently on layer 3 has to go down to layer 2. There we go. And then that leaves this guy needs to be pinned a few times, 3 times. Three times, not twice. Yeah, 3. Because it doesn't... Wait, it's supposed to start pinned. Is this just some contamination? Oh no, that's pinned. Okay, they are pinned first. So it is twice more. Then I gotta get these to layer 3 over here. Okay, go down there, go over there, go over there. And that yields the shape. Now, are there easier ways to do this? I guarantee it. Yeah, there will definitely be a lot easier ways of dealing with this shape, but this is the way that I'm doing it now. Good enough, huh? There we go. Do I work in tech? Not really. Technically. I don't have what you would call a full-time job. I do multiple things. I have part-time work maintaining a simple website for a research group at a university, where they have to... Well, they provide like preprints for their papers for their sponsors, just to show what research they're doing for the money that they're getting directly to the sponsors, and they have a yearly presentation that they do where the materials have to get posted on the website. So I handle the website for them, and that's part-time. And then I do all of the other internet things that I've been doing. I have this, I have my 3D printing business. Guess I could say that I run a 3D printing business out of my home. That's what I do. I design and print displays and storage for video game stuff. Like displays and storage, that's what I do. Alright, this is... moving now. That should be the shape. Yeah, looks like a match to me. Yeah, like I make the models for the prints. I figure out all the settings that I need to do the prints successfully and economically, and I sell the prints of those models. A lot of the stores on eBay and Etsy will have prints of models that are just available to download for free from like Thingiverse or other sources, most of which are not actually done legally because of the licenses not allowing commercial use of those models. But definitely for any that are open access, you'll find dozens of shops selling the exact same thing. I make my own models from scratch. I may see those freely available things and use that as like, okay, I want to make that a display that is similar to this, but I build it from scratch. And I have my own design elements that go into it. And there are often things that they will have that I will not have, such as, violations of trademarks. You'll often find with like stuff for PlayStation and Nintendo, people will like put the console name like in the font style onto the storage tray because it's part of a shared model where they have like the Nintendo Switch logo and have Nintendo Switch written out, or they have the they have like PlayStation Portable written in the PlayStation font style, and I'm like, you're inviting a takedown from those owners of those trademarks. I do not want to be in that type of situation. So I don't do that. All my stuff does not have those types of indicators that could possibly be, taken down for violating trademarks. I don't want to do that at all. So mine end up being a bit simpler in how they look. Switch text in PlayStation font. Ha! Right, then you get double dose. I mean, with the Nintendo Switch, I think you could still like say Switch. In fact, I have that. I don't sell this model, but this is a carriage tray for Nintendo Switch cases. This is fine. Doing this is fine. Just having the word Switch on it, I think that's fine. This is just using a generic font on it, so something like this is fine. As I said, I don't sell this at this moment, and I never have sold any of these because I was just playing around with the mechanics of having a like separately printed different color object press fit into the front like that. The issue is, saying Nintendo in the front. That's a problem. That's trademark violation potentially. Even just saying Nintendo or saying Sega or saying PlayStation even. Switch is, a word. So, yeah, stuff like that. It's like, and I'm not selling it because doing this is a pain in the ass. Basically. And I would have to charge more than what I think people would be willing to pay for it. Okay, back to K2. Or 2K, yeah. Yeah, it's like I don't want to violate any trademarks with any of my items that I have for sale. Even though I know that there are a lot of other stores that do that thing, I want to be on the correct side of the law and try to avoid that hammer when it eventually drops. Still, though, the shop is growing, but it's not enough to solely live off of, at least not to any, like, comfortable degree. Last month was my best month ever, and from just looking at the income minus what I spent on refreshing materials, so not really a true, like, I spent X amount for the materials that went for the specific order, but just the amount that I spent in that month on refreshing materials and like boxes, shipping supplies and things. That income from just the eBay and Etsy was like $680, which was nice. That's a really nice number, but you can't live on that number in the United States. I'm sorry to say, but that's not a livable number quite yet. And this month is not going to be anywhere close to that, I think. So, yeah. As I said, that was the best month, and it was largely driven by a couple of large orders. Anyway, let's play the game. I will need red as red, but that's it, so I can bring that in from over here. And I have my shop on eBay and on Etsy, so it is from 2 different sources. And I, sell more of different items between the platforms. Like, each platform has its own set of items that ends up being more popular. Right, I'm bringing red over here, but what I need is to bring that in as well. With the red over there. Alright, painting. Painting! No, painting linear. Feels a little odd because this starts cyan on one of the pieces, but I need to paint the whole thing cyan eventually. I guess I should focus on step 1 here, which is just this red piece. Go on, up there. Red's gonna take a minute to arrive, so will those solids. I will need white. And I will need cyan. No, I don't need them together. And I will need yellow. Now for the bottom piece, it would be convenient if I had the 4-piece hex here. But I don't see one. Actually, it kind of blows that I don't have the 4-piece hex here. That means I'll have to mine more. Or make it over here. I mean, there's that idea too. That is a concept. Just rotate one of these. Stack them. There's that 4-piece. And then I'll get that onto a space belt, and everything will be awesome. Oh, come on. So, I don't know what I can call myself. It's not like I have a formal education in like engineering or any of that, or design. I don't have a formal education in those things. My formal education was science. Undergraduate biology and master's geology. Guess I could say the thing that it taught me was how to think critically. It teaches a mindset, definitely, but it is not worth the cost. Under any stretch of the imagination. Never get a master's. Never, ever get a master's. Okay. Bring me cyan. And frankly, seeing the work that the PhDs have to do, yeah, that's, no. Nope. Nope. I mean, it was basically what I had to do for the masters, but, you know, times 3. That was the work involved for the masters of, for the PhD in geology. It was like, oh, masters, you have to write 1 paper. PhD, you have to, like, write 3. I think it was 3, at least. And each one goes as is a chapter of your thesis for the PhD, and each one had to be written in a way to be submitted for publication in an actual journal. At the very least, submitted to, but acceptance is another matter entirely. Alright, load that. Load this guy. Now, where is the nearest line? There it is. That's going to take a hot minute to get to the vortex, huh? So I'm going to need more. More of these! More. Ta-da! They're just arriving now. I guess I could say that I'm a 3D printing professional. If you define professional as earning money from the work that you do. Alright, that's going. Still not quite livable, though. 4x my last month's profit, 4 times, that would be semi-livable. If it was net $2,000 after expenses after business expenses for the month. Yeah, that would be livable. That would definitely be enough. That would be life-changing, frankly, for me. If I was at 4x last month, consistently, every month. Yeah, those are key things. It has to be consistent. Okay, rotations. Did I just magically get this correct? Holy crap. It's correct. I don't need to do any rotations. Wow. Well, that's neat. Here, we'll do layer 2. Whoops. Yeah, if my business was able to bring in 2K a month minimum after all the fees, well, I wouldn't need that. I wouldn't need to be making those types of goals. And frankly, that would need to just be a start, because, yeah, frankly, at that point, I would be losing money to student loan payments. Because as of right now, I don't earn enough money to pay any amount towards my student loans. Which is, the amount that I owe is basically a house. So, yeah, about that. I need my monthly income to actually be closer to 4 to 6K if I wanted to actually pay those loans down, if not higher. Anyway, hi, welcome. Thank you for following the channel. We are working on task 28, this Shapez 6 logo. At the moment, it's got a few colors associated with it. And it'll take a minute for everything to get delivered. I guess while I'm at it here, I can take that, copy it, paste it somewhere, bring in yellow. Bring in yellow. Yellow. Bring this guy over. So these lines on the bottom here will be rerouted. Well, these will likely stay, but these have to go into this. Yeah, these 4 lines go in here and then get sent back out for the second step, and then for the third step, these have to get stacked on top of. Oh yeah, they have to get stacked on top of, and I sort of did not leave space for that at all. Yeah, that's better. At least it's easy to do that change. Because it's gonna need another one of... Ugh. It's gonna need another one of these. Would help if this was rotated ahead of time. I need a 180-degree rotation. No, I need a negative 90. Counterclockwise. Another operator level, 63 now. That gives the correct orientation. No, it doesn't. Correction. Two of these. That's it. That's the one. That's the one I need. Those will get put in here. Autosave is taking a second to do its job now. Alright. This will reroute over to here for final delivery at the moment, for the moment. Then there's this guy, which actually sort of need up here. Or layer 3 across. Yeah, layer 3 across. There we go. Then... easier actually if you're also layer 3. I need stack... Oh, right. It almost got me. It almost... It came close. But, yeah, actually, as it turns out, I do need the unpainted for this bottom shape. Theoretically, the bottom shape should exist on the map, but I'm just gonna not consider that because it will be way too far away. I think that's what I spent time last time looking for, was for that full shape, and it's just not going to be a thing. Because it would need to be 4 hexes with Hmm. 3K has all 3 shapes? No, it doesn't. It's not just a matter of having the shapes, it needs to have the shapes in the specific locations that I need them. The specific relative locations. None of these are correct. Yeah, it has the 3 base shapes, but I'm not looking for the 3 base shapes for this process. In fact, am I really ever going to be looking for the full base shapes? I mean, I need a gear for the next one, so I might need it for the next one, but most of the time with the hexes, you don't need the full shapes. And there's not a single remaining task that needs all 3. Well. Hello. Hey, isn't this the same as... Yeah, this. What? Why are you here twice? Hello? Why do you exist twice? Okay, sure. Yeah, so as it turns out, that just exists on the map as a thing. So I'll bring that there. I don't need this at all. I went through all the trouble, and I didn't need to. Of course, I would need the basic shapes if I was making a make anything machine, but I'm not doing that in this particular scenario. This scenario will end with the completion of the final shape for the last task. The final task will be the end for the scenario. Alright, so the question is, why in the world are you not getting progress? Has it simply not delivered a single one yet? I guess not. It's bringing 2 now. But the amount of time that has passed, I could have sworn it should have had more than just 2. Are you pinned? Oh, you're pinned. That would explain a few things. It's pinned! Duh! The whole bottom is pinned! Oops. Yeah, that would help. Alright, wait. I really dislike having to do this each time I need to move a fluid across. And yes, I know that the first step will be graze, but we can do 2 things at once. Speaking of which, we haven't had Cat back for a while. We had Ollie at the beginning of the stream. Briefly. He was here. He got some pets. But then he left. Okay, stacking. So this part's not pinned. And actually this is the base shape. Autosave. You're taking way too long. Okay, I think pretty much everything is set up here now in preparation. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit for these pinned things to get sent to the vortex to count towards this, but we're basically all ready to go for all of the 5 steps with this. Why is this 14,000? Why are you 16,000? Good God. This one's 6. Alright, this is probably going to be one of the more tedious. I just need a hex that will be recolored all of the colors. So all I need is color close by colors near a solid hex. So there's a solid hex, but it's not really close enough on those colors. Guess really it's just pick a spot and deal with it. Preferably something a little bit closer to the vortex would be more ideal. If I can find something near all 3 colors. Well, there's a double, and we sort of got all 3 colors here, so let's go with this. Okay, haha. Yeah, I also need a gear, so where's that? There's one here. Okay. Use those. I need a full fluid mixing station. Without the station. Full fluid space pipe. Each one needs, well, right, each one needs 4. So I'll need another green. Oh, nuts. I don't need another blue. Because this particular shape will use every single color. Every single color is being used for this. So I'll need to at least be able to have 4 belts of each color. Yeah, that one's decent as well, but the issue is I need like so much color. Alright, well, frankly, I don't need as much of those colors as I just built, if I can remember exactly where I just was. Here. You to there. The way that this is built gives me 12 belts per mixed color, and I don't need 12 belts of each mixed color. I only need 4. So I can just route RGB to the thing. Sure. The next part of this is how efficient with the initial shape do I want to be? If at all. Part of me is thinking, don't be. Just don't be efficient. It'll be far more of a headache. Yeah, like this doesn't need a lot of input either. So it's not like I have to worry so much about the throughput. Yeah, I think I'm gonna double it and then destructively cut down to 1. I know it's a bit wasteful, but it is what it is. I'm going with it anyway. This is the safer way, just because the game does not have a solid storage container. to buffer what's on belts. If we had a solid buffer built in, I would use it, but the game just doesn't have that. So this is much easier to work with. Because just the belt lengths, if they are at all ever mismatched, would cause way too many issues. Anyway, now painting. Yeah, this guy, I need a few of these. As you see, I have 6 total thingies. Yeah, I need 6 sets of 4 painting. Yepers. And then all the fluids need to come in, and then all the stacking needs to happen, all the pinning needs to happen. Oh, it's gonna be glorious and rotating. Yeah. I think I'll decide that this side will be my pinned section. Ah, yes, and don't forget we also need to paint a gear white. So on top of all of that, we need another one for white, and that gear does need to be pinned. The whole gear needs to be pinned to produce this shape. Because as you can see, the pins fall. I think that's the red here for 28. So I need to return to 28 down at 2K-ish. Land. The land of the 2K. Delete. Then I have to get these over. I can leap that. Whoops. There we go. That'll go and that'll get pinned. And that's the next thing. These need to get in on layer 2 here, but they'll go via layer 3, I think, to get up to here. And then back into the pinner. And that'll form step 3 here. So this is the 3rd step. 4th step, just tacks that on top of this. I need to just make sure that the rotation is correct. And then the white one for the base for the last one. The rotation is not correct. Yeah, that's the rotation. Good. All right. Back up to here. Oh boy. Oh, boy. Now just run all these belts in. Why did that rotation change? Auto-save! Okay. Oh. No. That's correct. And I'll need to do that same thing here. I'll figure out everything else later. Do we have colors? Yes. Colors exist. Woohoo. Those three are there. This red, green, blue. That'll be those. That'll be those. Get the up and over. Ba-da-da-da. Do I want to do it that way? Yeah. Okay, pull that up, pull that up, pull that up, over here, pull that up, pull that up. Now pull that up above and over. Who would like to be what with this? Don't know. Don't care. It actually does matter what is where here. So I actually need to swap these. And like do a little clear because the green needs to be to the right of the red and the blue to the left. That does matter. Okay, stacking. Let me pull out that first. Oh. Yeah, I am noticing that I've made a boo-boo here. These are full belts of throughput. I'll need to make these similar adjustments on the other side. There it goes. Bring that in there. Bring that in there, and of course, bring that in there. Hello. That's the thing. It's not hard. I want to make it crystal clear that no, it's not hard. It's just a little bit heavy on infrastructure. It's simple, but it's a lot of a simple thing. Now, of course, you could make it far more complex if you wanted to make full use of a hex. Because you could do this entire shape with one hex and one gear. One hex and one gear per belt. You could do it that way. I have chosen not to because doing it that way has a lot of throughput losses due to mismatched belt lengths. Because the game does not have a solid buffer in the form of a box that you can use in line. Now that actually marks the halfway point for today's stream. My alarm has gone off. usual break time, but I'm not taking a break today. What is up with this belt 2? That is what's up with this belt 2. It has been spotted. So yeah, this here needs to be deleted, and it means that this also needs to change. Of course. Autosave, stop. That could actually be one tile closer. Because yeah, these are full belts each. And it's 3 pins. Now, just as long as the colors are correct in relation to each other for layer 2, we'll be good. I guess I can just copy that. The pipe on layer 2 doesn't need to be there, but it actually just brings in all of the belt stuff for me. So I should be able to see who's rotated which way now. Huh? Right, it's not going to give me a preview because I don't have the colors hooked up yet. Alright, who needs to be here? Actually, what was the... Okay, you are the default rotation. All this will need to be rotated in the end. I guess in relation to things, I could say that if this is yellow, if this one is yellow, to its right is cyan, so it needs to be yellow, cyan, magenta. So of course these two are in the opposite locations of where they need to be. Cool. Not as cool. I need to bring this over here because it's in the way. I'm gonna grab as much as I can of that. Whew. All right. Ta-da. It'll need to be rotated by 90 degrees before the stacking in the end, and it'll need to be pinned. Actually, it is pinned. What am I thinking? I'll need to like reroute pieces of this as well. Oh, that's gonna be fun. F-U-N. fun. Capital FUs. Because I have to do the yellow, then the yellow plus the cyan, then the yellow, cyan, magenta. Just in sequence. So I have to reroute this guy, and then reroute this guy, and then route this guy. Okay. No, not there. Okay. I'll just stick that there. What finished? You finished. Okay, back. Ah, right. You. Would help if you had a train line connection, huh? Go, go, go. Do the deed. $2K-ish. It's actually in 1K. Alright, so that's finished. Now all of that stops. This goes up to layer 3 and then down to layer 2. That's the only change that needs to make. Now it's just clean up. Alright. Ta-da! Oh hey, that finished. Pretty quickly. Heading back up. Over yonder. Okay, reroute. And roteto. There we go. Is that the... That's not the correct position for you. That is. So what was that? the 90-degree clockwise. And since that rotation is now correct, all of the other stacking steps after this don't need any other adjustments. So now it's for each progressive step, route those back down, route these up and over to this existing infrastructure, and it'll just change in place. It'll swap in place until we get to the last step, which, yeah, that'll just be brought in and then put onto this layer 2 from here. Not really the last step, but, you know, last step will include this thing. Which, yes, of course, pinning. I'm going to pin this on top of this shape, or, you know, stack it on top of that shape. This should not change any behaviors of how the pinned things are supposed to be. It should still result in the same overall shape in the end. Now, why are you not accruing? Is it just taking its sweet ass time? I think it may be. There's a train right there going in. Right here, you. There it is, okay. It was just taking its sweet time. So we are done with 29 for all intents and purposes. Oh boy. This is good news. This is good news. I just need to deliver 3 on that thing here before the next step happens. $66. Are we gonna see the number today? Most likely. 3 more levels until the number. There's 1, there's 2, and that'll probably be 3 here. We'll see how long it takes. There's 1. We have the second ready. Alright, there's 2. So as soon as this third one loads, I'll be able to switch to the next thing. Yeah, this color wheel. Goodness. Yeah, it's a lot of painting. It is a lot of painting. And yeah, in order to avoid the issue of the lack of a solid buffer, inline solid buffer, in order to avoid issues with belt length that causes, that's why I have done this half destroyer build. That's why I've done this half destroyer build. I wish I didn't have to do it. I wish I could just use 4 belts of input to get the 4 belts of output. But yeah, and just all the intermediate steps, it would have had to involve deleting stuff that's not currently being used so that the other stuff could move, etc., etc. It's just a bit of a mess just to try to limit the input amount in a game that has like infinite inputs. So, yeah. Now I could have chosen to use a 2-piece like here and not had as big of a half destroyer setup. But whatever. Whatever, man. We're still doing fine. You know, I did not pay attention. I think I am delivering the 3rd piece now. So now what I need to do is that I guess since I'm not really using the rest of this stuff, it'll be fine. As we go along. Ba-ding! Now add the one that has the yellow and the cyan, which is now coming in. And I guess while we're waiting, I'll work on Anger the Fallen. He is angry. Okay, for that one, it would be useful to have the bottom shape, of course, as well as the layer 2 shape and the layer 3 shape. All together. And it is actually very similar to what we have down here at K. Because we actually have the base shape here, and we have, you know, this shape that is going to be used colored red for layer 3. What we're looking for then is the 180 rotation of the triangles, hexes, flat hexes. The 180 rotation I am not necessarily seeing nearby. There's a couple things with the 180 rotation that are just the pairs, but I mean, this is technically 2 of them, but it's a bit of work. There it is. There it is. It's a little far away, but I think I can deal with it. Yeah, I can deal with it. Yepers. Alright. I will use the train. Unload. Should I do it for you too? Eh. I have 8,000 foundations available. Platform units. 8,000 platform units available. I think I'll be fine. Don't know about you, but I think I'll be fine. I need 2 of these, so... yeah, gonna go... move up. Actually, I just need the 1. Yeah, I just need the 1. I don't need white. It's a bit far away, but I'll manage. Okay, first things first, I need to cut it in half. And for the first part of this, I can use the destroyers. Question is, am I going to end up with the correct side? The answer is yes. Ta-da! Unfortunate part is the red is opposite of where I need it, but what are you gonna do? My intent will be to half destroy before the other stuff, and then do all the stacking that I need after the half destruction, and just get rid of the half destroyers before the end for the last step. Holding shift moves the camera faster, if you didn't know. Alright, just load that. That's all I need for step 1 here. Painting. Get these out. And across the belts. Oh, Getting closer. Oh, that's done. Huh. Alright, back down we go. Or over we go. To here. Okay, now it is time. Autosave is autosaving. Time to stack these pinned goods. On top of the gray doodads. Ensuring that the shape is the same, yes. Same rotation of the shape for layer 2 and 1, or 3 and 1, excuse me. And that's that, because they form the same shape, just one's 3 different colors. And why, yes, there are other ways of doing this, in that you could have the shape painted yellow, red, and cyan and do swapping. You could swap. In particular on the hex parts, you could do some swapping and rotating and things to get things done a little bit easier if you're working with a 4-piece shape. It's the cyan positions that are a little more complex with the swapping. But I did it the easy way, the very easy way. Very easy way. As best I can. These will also be painted red. Red! Come here. Now take that whole thing. I said take that whole thing. Copy it. Raise it up to layer 3. Really? Great. And that's done. We'll get back to you. There we go. So that's going to make those red. So all those things are ready. Ready for stacking and cutting with a half destroyer. Should I just move the half destroyer to the end? Because I only need to do it once. And then not do it. And then, oh yeah, stack that yellow thing. I need a yellow thing. With a 180 rotation teardrops. That's going to be harder to find. But for now, I'm going to go back up to here. Because now I need to cut this out. And replace it with you. And that'll be that. All of this belt can Go away. Oh, and that's fine because I actually did a splitter here and I didn't just trim it. So it was still connected. Alright. Autosave. Hitching the game. And there we go. There it is. There it is. It's so fancy. So pretty. Still don't really know why we're working with additive colors when it's solid fluids. But oh well. One away from the number. Okay, back down here. I need... At the very least, I'll probably use this guy. I can manipulate that double to what I need. It would just be nice if there was a 180 flower piece. Just 2 teardrops, 180 rotated from each other, but I don't see any that are anywhere nearby. They exist on the map, they can spawn, but I'm not seeing any within a reasonable radius. Yeah, nah. Nothing with any reasonable radius. So we will manipulate this one. And apparently paint it yellow. So I'll need to bring over yellow as well. There's a full piece, but I don't think it's particularly easy to do this as a full piece. It'll be much easier to manipulate this. I just need to cut it. Swapping? I'm thinking there is a possibility of just swapping, but I think I might have to, yeah, cut, rotate, swap. Yeah, that'll do. That'll be faster. Oh. This feels inefficient doing it by 4, but you need 4 cutters no matter what. Just feels inefficient to also have 4 swappers, but eh. That's a belt. That's a belt. That's a belt, and that's a belt. Because we're just using the swapper effectively the same as a stacker in this circumstance. It is exactly like what a stacker would do. What's this distance like? I guess I'll... yeah, I'm doing it. These are also pinned, yeah? Yeah. Pinning. That'll be that for this piece. The this guy needs to be pinned as well. So I'm just gonna grab that. And now it's pinned. That's good. Now I'm gonna bet that I already have or am pretty close. On finishing this. That'll just send up the delete. Send up the full pieces. Because there's still this one that's waiting. And there might actually be one on the way. There's 2 on the way already. So yeah, I have enough and I can move on to the next piece of this puzzle. Okay. So this is going to require some stacking. I need 2 steps of stacking. Bring these over. And this is where I'll have to think about my rotation. For these guys. Alright, rotation. I need these to be rotated that way. Okay, bring that lower. Autosave! The autosave feels a bit frequent. So can I change that to I don't know, 30? That sounds better to me. So that's making that, and then I have to make sure that this shape is also the same rotation. I think, yeah, it's pretty much exactly the same. Oh boy, so we've got both of these done now. Let me go back down, or up, excuse me. So I can now add this guy. Okay, who's gonna get there first? Probably this internal lane. So that's exactly what I was planning it to be. Oh, and that's done. Great. Great. But in the end, it should end up being... yeah, that. Which is the intended shape. Okay, back down. To... here. Oh, what happened to the throughput? Oh, because the yellow is backing up, I have to... Oh, and because I'm a dummy, also that is definitely a thing. Yeah, that helps. What I need to do now is swap you out. And that's it. And that's all to do. Besides, like, hit I to clear some stuff out. The yellow should recover. However, it is going to be at half rate until this belt here backs up fully. Which... oh, goodness. It's gonna be a few minutes. I'll probably be done by the time it finishes backing up. It's not finished yet. It's not finished yet. There. Yeah, so it has to get all the way from here to there. Yeah, like, that's not happening. So I'll be at half rate. Basically forever. But hey, I need yellow over here for this thing anyway, so... whatevs. Alright. We do need to do the next step here as well, which is what we are actively working on now. I'm actually going to go layer 3 to give myself a little extra room to work with. At least for those. So now we've got that. And ideally I will bring it all the way over. And then it gets cut in half. Yep. Just half destroyer line here does the trick. Ta-da! The next step of this, just colors base layer white, so let me get that painting ready. I am free on layer 2, right? Yeah, because it's only using it on layer 3. Oddly enough. So with that prepared, guess I need another stacking line, like over here for these. Okay, you up. Whoops. So that's all ready for those. Those are pinned, yeah? Yes, they are already pinned. And all set to go. Neat. This is still moving. We still haven't finished this yet. So the other day, I've been talking a little bit about this with the with that Bones coffee that I bought recently. We had previously gotten a sampler. I think I've mentioned this, so we're like nearing the end of the sampler. And I had some of the French toast from that sampler today, flavored coffee. But I mentioned that I had bought 2 flavors of coffee. I had bought the chocolate mole, the frog's breath, as they called it. And I had gotten a chocolate hazelnut, which was called Frankenbones. But that one hadn't shipped yet. And unfortunately, it still has not shipped. It was supposed to have arrived yesterday. So, and if you try to purchase it, it is unavailable, out of stock on Amazon right now. So I'm wondering, did I buy a product that was out of stock? Did they let me buy an item that was out of stock? I sure hope not. It hasn't been charged yet, so I'm wondering, are they gonna end up just canceling the order on me? I kinda want that coffee. It's especially egregious because it was on sale. That is the egregious part. That's what makes it wrong. You can't just not fulfill an order for items that are on sale. Sorry, that's not acceptable. You have to fulfill your orders. And this is Amazon fulfillment, so it would be 100% Amazon's fault for not tracking the inventory correctly. But it still sucks. Anyways, I think we're just waiting for the trains to respawn. Unless I somehow... No, that should all be fine. Well, I guess it's time to start looking at... Oh god, we're at crystals now. Oh god, it's the final stretch. It's the final 4. We made it. That was 30. What in the world? That was number 30. Why is this still at 5-4? Now, that's a great question. Why is that taking forever? Of course, I have to find it again. Where is it is always a big deal. Was it you? Yeah, it's supposed to be you. What the hell happened here? Why have you stopped? Reset the whole thing? The number! The number! Yeah, half a year later, confused why you randomly got a package of coffee. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. So the company sells their coffee on their own website, and as far as I am aware, they have the specific coffee that I ordered available on the website. But what it comes down to is they would have to send Amazon a new batch of that flavor. And I don't know if they're going to do that for the rest of this season, because this was a seasonal flavor of the coffee. So it may not be made available again on Amazon this year. So it's like, okay. Well, screw you too then. The number. I don't know what happened here. Something ran out somehow. I don't get it. It's not belted incorrectly because it was moving. I got 5,400 of the stuff before it stopped. I was like, huh? Why did the whole thing seize? We're done with that forever. And oh look, wouldn't you know it, it's likely driven by the fact that I am making use of 2 of these on each side. Yeah. So, that's the difference, right? We spent today building that shape that just finished fully out of 12, 24, excuse me, belts of a shape, of a base shape, by doing the half destroyers, by using half destroyers to get down to single hex strengths. The hell do you call a quadrant when it's not quad but hex? Single pieces. We used single pieces from a belt that was originally the full shape for that. And this would need to be done the exact same way for it to never have that issue of it seizing. Because, well, different belt lengths. Because we don't have a way of buffering what's on a belt to adjust for differing belt lengths, like Shapes 1 had. I'm going to complain about this until we get that building added, or I stop playing the game, whichever comes first. It is moving for now. All right. The first crystal build is using hexagonal shapes and red. Okay, give me this. Add a hex. Give me that. Twice at red. Actually, doesn't need to be twice, maybe, I think. We'll see. First thing is a half destroyer set up. Ta-da. Make it, symmetrical. Stacking. Route the belts. Oh, come on! Stop! There. Mouse is a little too sensitive at times. They want you to double this to make this shape, but you can do it without doing that. This is actually an easy step. Then again, so is this. This is also a easy step. You don't need to do any swapping, actually, to do that. You just... Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It, I'm thinking wrong. I would just end up with, like, the full first layer if I pinned the half. So I need a half on the bottom and a half on the top, basically, and just swap out the half on the bottom. But regardless, they do want you to make this shape with swapping, but you don't have to. It's this that needs the swapping. Yeah. Just thinking. There is a way of getting a single layer of pins. Can you just take a 4-layer object and pin a 4-layer object and end up with a single layer of pins? Oh, we no longer have the number. It doesn't even need to be a full shape, it just needs to be anything, really. Experimentation time. So, stackers. I'll use the regular stacker just to make this a little easier to see. So if we have this, yeah, and if we pin it, it just trims off the top layer. If we do this with crystals, though, I know that it gives me the layer 1. So if it's a shape, it just trims the top layer. But if it's a crystal, that's 4 layers. It will give you just the layer 1 pin. I'm thinking. Alright, undo this. Pinning. Yeah, that's what I want. Color. I'm gonna need so much more color. Oh. I have more color. It's as if I planned on doing 2 sets of colors. But I'm gonna need more. I will actually need even more, I think. I don't know. Sketchy. We'll see. Where was I? with this guy. H. Wait, what's here? Oh, did I really? Oh. Well, yeah, yeah, I forgot completely that this existed. Yepers. Yepers. I completely forgot that this existed. This is supposed to be this thing. That was 28. I sort of already set up everything for it over there, and I just didn't see that it existed over there. I forgot completely, and I built it somewhere else. From scratch. Alright, where was the skull dude? Here. Alright, this is the step to swap to the white. Alright, that's all I need to do there. That'll give me this. Gotta wait for 8K of it. So has that broken? Because we've now doubled what I had before. Has it broken? It is in the process of breaking. Okay. All of these issues are exclusively caused by belts being not the same length. Yep. Just because the belts are not the same length. And then the way that it's been designed compounds the problem with everything being interlocking. One thing slows down something else, which slows down something else until it eventually just stops. It's a positive feedback loop leading to zero rather than infinity. Come on, keep it moving. Better. Slight improvement to that one. This belt, I think, is dependent upon these. At least to some extent. And this is why I should never have done it this way. Alright, well, I know that if I completely start it from scratch, that it will produce another 5,000 or so before it dies, so we'll just do that and delete it at the end. Alright, now why are you not advancing? Just time. There's one in white. Alright. It just took a sec. Alright, now where was I? Up, actually above this time. To the north! To the north. Up here. This is where we were. I'm trying to think if I need more red, because this is gonna take a bit. Crystals! Time for crystals. Do I even want to do this right now? Because this is like setting me up for the final step. The actual final step. Eh. So as you can see, that produces a 4-layer cake of crystals. Now the fun part here is that if you then pin this, the crystal dies and you end up with a single entire layer of pins. The funner part is that you can then trim these, cut these, but that's not really the important thing. Because this will give me, like, because the crystals will fill in the layer whether it has a pin or not, the pin just dictates that there is something there. To make this thing, to get a half on layer 3, I am going to need to have something blocking the other side and swap it out. Which is unfortunate. And if I'm going to have something not a pin on layer 3 that gets swapped out, then this doesn't apply. This doesn't need to be done for that section. What matters is that this saves me that even more effort to make the final piece. Because for the final piece, all I really now need is just the base shape with pins underneath, and then these pins stacked on top of it, and it's just one step crystallize. The rest of this is a 2-step crystallize, which is exceedingly unfortunate. Outside of step 1 here. Let me get this on a train. go. I believe that goes all the way. Yes. Okay. 9,000 of this stupid thing? Fine. This step is designed for you to take this object, crystallize it, and run a half destroyer to get rid of the other half of the object. And then this one is meant, I guess, to do that twice. Rotate 180 and stack. But you don't really have to do it that way. You don't have to do it that way. It's a shame with this one that it does involve stacking. Goodness. And swapping. This one needs swapping. It's basically the inverse of this. Oh, you have pins. Oh, I just noticed that. Why? But why, though? That sucks. I just noticed that that has pins. You have got to be kidding me. Well, that blows. Wow. Why in the hell would you do that? Okay, cutters. Because the game hates you. There is no need for those to be pinned outside of developer being, fuck you. No need at all outside of that. Alright, and it's 3-1. Let's just add a little tedium. Just a little bit. Stacking. Oh. You see, I wanted the stacker down. That's 4 belts. Oh, thank God that's finished forever. I don't have to worry about it being dead. And then stacking again. Why does this have to be so overly complex? Oh well. That gives me the correct shape now, because for whatever reason they wanted you to pin the thing when it's not required in the... I'm sorry, what? Wait. Wait. Did it just count the one without the pins as this shape? If so, that's a bug. There is no chance that 1080 just procced of this thing, and I did not have the section pinned. That was an empty section. Huh. Oh yeah, going back to that comment saying one line must be broken and backed up related lines. No line is broken in that setup. It's not broken. Everything theoretically functions perfectly. The issue stems from lines not being equally, like having an equal length. It fully stems from the lines not having an equal length, which leads to a backup of specific lines that cause other lines to not move, leading to a shortage in another area. And that compounds to the point where it doesn't produce anything anymore. It's not that any one line has a, like, it's not like something's not connected correctly. They're all connected correctly. It should function correctly. It's just that the lines aren't all equidistant or equal lengths. If they were all equal length belts, it would work flawlessly. Or if we had access to a fucking box, it would work flawlessly. A box on each line to add buffers in. It would work flawlessly. But we don't have that in Shapes 2 like we had that in Shapes 1, so it dies. Either way, I'm now done with this shape. It can actually die at this point. I don't need it anymore. It needs to die a horrible death. For breaking on me like that. Anyway, that one's done. So now I can stop killing half of this thing. Hey, we can stop breaking you in half now. Hallelujah. There you go, and enjoy your freedom of being a full shape again. But this piece is done. No, it's not. No, it's not. We've still got a bunch of it. That's the one that, K. So then the one over at D, this one was the one that's done. Yeah. Yeah, our little multicolored one here. Color wheel. Oh. It's a wheel on an axle. Okay. Okay. Bye. It's a color wheel in a literal sense. Okay. So the question is, are we going to beat the game next time? Are we going to like be done? I don't know. It depends on how tedious the remaining tasks are. Because this one I've sort of got. It's just this guy is more work. I'm set up for this. I can do this easily now. I mean, I guess this is supposed to teach you that the crystal fills the pins. It's just a pain to make the pins, and all that work is for nothing, because I'm going to redo it completely. This is trivial. This is actually more work than this, because you're sacrificing pieces. This one also needs a sacrifice. But anyway, regardless, the next process, that's simple. That's also simple. You stack on top of. This is to teach you that when you are doing stacking with crystals, you can stack things on top of crystals, but you can't stack crystals on top of something else. Yeah, this is just, again, stacking things on top of the thing. More stack on top of the thing, and then more stack on top of the thing. Why is this even here? I don't really understand. This is like more of other things. Intergalactic humor. I mean, I guess. Quite a bit of coloring, though. The Frost Companion, I mean, that's easy enough. Add on top of an easy enough thing. Then add more shapes. Run it through a yellow crystallizer. Getting 2 bear pins on the top surface is also pretty easy. I know a good way to do that through the method that we just showed of getting a set of layer 1 pins using crystals. And then you can cut it to the 2 like this. Stack a pinned shape, yes. You can do that. You can stack a pinned shape. And it will leave you with just the pins. I mean, come on, there's more than one way. Let me share that there's more than one way. We can do that. We can do the pin thing. And then this thing I determined was also trivial. Because you run a crystal there. This is just another single run of a crystal. You you take this layer 4 as pinned, a pinned layer 4, and it'll make this as is with one pass of a crystal. Again, same difference. You add a pinned shape onto layer 4 because it's layer 4, just like this is layer 4. You stack on top a pinned shape, and then here you break the crystal. You swap it into itself. Yeah, you're swapping into itself to break the crystal, and it just falls into place. It's like, huh? Yeah, kind of pointless, but it's to teach you about crystal breaking, and it's not even required to make that final shape. Like, huh? Trivial, easy. Overall, like, my impression of the entirety of this Hex scenario has been, this is easy. This is easy. Very, very easy. Especially by comparison to the hard scenario, which I figured was like, you know, for someone who played Shapes 1, like, what should be normal for someone who's played Shape 1. And the only thing that gave me any amount of trouble in the hard scenario was the last task that did have required breakage. So it's like, huh. For that last task in the hard scenario, that one was a thinker, and I had to modify the factory that I built because things didn't quite work out exactly as I envisioned how they would. Because I missed one specific aspect of how I was doing it that led to a result that was different. Because the way that I was doing it led to a section of the shape that would fall and break a crystal that I didn't expect would fall, but it did. Yeah, this is like a normal difficulty hexagonal run, I guess. I guess you could call this more akin to normal. And I would like to see a hard and insane for this. We'll see if that happens. It is early access, so those types of additional scenarios are things that I would expect from the process of early access. I would expect there to be additional scenarios. Potentially additional shape types added as well for those additional scenarios, like more than just the 3 variants that we have here. Maybe add an additional variant for each new difficulty. That would be nice. Because 3 is a bit... it feels very limiting compared to the quad that has 4 different variations. Also, where the hell is my pinwheel shape? Where the hell is the pinwheel shape? Why did you get rid of the pinwheel shape? It was so good. It was so nice to have the pinwheel shape, and they got rid of the pinwheel shape. It makes me angry. They replaced it with the gear, with the diamond shape on the quad setup. It's like, really? And this is missing the actual, like, star variation. You could easily have the star on here in hexes. Instead of being a concave, it's just a convex, a 4-sided shape that's a convex. It would be an actual diamond. 4-sided diamond. Times 6 of them. I don't know, maybe it would look too much like the religious symbol, the Star of David. Maybe it would look a little too close to that, but I don't know. If you make it, if it's more pointy, like thinner pointy, it can look different. Not all 6-pointed stars are the same. But either way, we have reached the end of today's stream, and I would like to thank you all for watching. We got to we got into the 30s. We went from 27/28-ish, really. I will consider us in 31. We have cleared 30, so I'll say that this stream is number 27 through 30. Because let's face it, 30 is basically done. We just have to stack some stuff. In the end, you just have to like route the previous thing that we had and stack these yellow pieces on top. We're going to be picking up on 31 next time through 34, ideally, and finishing it. It really does depend upon how quickly the game, like, the processing happens, because, 20,000 is a lot. 20 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 9, and 10, 12, 12, 14, and 20 is a lot. It may just take a long time to finish it, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll try to get through as much as possible. We might just only do 3 of the 4. Actually, yeah, 3 of the 4 next time, but it's either 1 or 2 more streams of this. Thank you all for watching. I will be back with more on Tuesday. I hope to see you all then.